Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new Elder Scrolls Online news video with me, Sherman. Today we are taking a look at Patch Notes 5.0.1 on the PTS for the Elder Scrolls Elsweyr and Update 22. So, let's get into it, shall we? So, as you can see, it says the Elder Scrolls Online version 5.0.1 introduces a new dungeon event for testing this week, where you can earn reward boxes simply by defeating the final boss of a dungeon. We also have mini fixes for Elsweyr content thanks to your feedback, and reports and improvements for the PvP artifact weapon. Note that this week there will be multiple Volden active. So they're going to be basically having a lot of the artifact weapon available in serial testing. You'll find an additional number of bug fixes for combat abilities. We also included a few balance changes as well, with more on the way next week based on your feedback and testing. Additionally, we'll be performing a new character copy for PC, Mac, North America characters to help address the issues where you'd have to relog to create a necromancer. Alright, so in addition to the dungeon event, we'd also like to do a testing event specifically for dragons in Elsweyr. This will occur on Thursday, April 25th from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern. During this time, we'd like everyone to focus on killing as many dragons as possible so we can watch through live streams and collect the appropriate data. While you're participating, please also equip the Blue Dragon Imp pet so we can gather some technical data on the pet. You can purchase it from the Crown Store. We appreciate everyone's feedback so far. Keep it coming. You can expect the size of the patch to be approximately 255 megabytes. And I don't know. Let's see if it's actually patched. Yes, it has. So you can get on PTS right now. So the dungeon event, an upcoming dungeon event, is currently active on to test on the PTS this week. To participate, simply enter a group dungeon with a group by porting or walking in, and kill the final boss to earn reward boxes. These boxes contain many valuable rewards like motives, crown, riding lessons, and monster weapon outfit styles. Previously only available in the Crown Store. You can earn dungeon event reward boxes exceptional by completing any dungeon on any difficulty. These are earned once per day per account. After that, your other characters can earn a dungeon event reward box plan once per day by completing any dungeon. Below is a full list of rewards that can be earned from the reward boxes. So during this event, you can also earn shoulder outfit style pages from Undaunted chests. We should probably read this, huh? Okay, a piece of Undaunted plunder sells for 1,000 gold. Wow. An Undaunted key for shoulders. A crown fortifying meal, a crown refreshing drink, 3 crown soul gems, 4 crown tri-restoration potions, 16 crown lethal poisons, a crown repair kit, a crown riding lesson, random drop from the 3, a chapter dungeon motive, so Mazatoon, Silken Ring, Bloodforged, Dreadhorn, Skullcaller, Fanglayer, Huntsman, Silverdawn. Also possible to get a whole book. That's pretty awesome. A survey report, a treasure map, a retrait stone, a high value sellable, so it sells for 10,000 gold, and a monster weapon outfit style page from among Shadowrun, Elambris, Molagkina, and Grothdar. So during the event, you can earn the shoulder outfit page from the Undaunted chests. So Shadowrun will come from Maj, Elambris and Grothdar will come from Gillerans, and Molagkina will come from the Urlogs. Okay. Additionally, the mask outfit style pages will drop from respective bosses on veteran dungeons. Shadowrun will come from Banishells 1, Elambris from Crypt of Hearts 1, and Grothdar from Vaults of Madness, Molagkina from White Gold Tower. Shadowrun, Elambris, Molagkina, and Grothdar style pages for mask, shoulders, and weapons will also be available from the Impresario during the event for event tickets. Earn your tickets during the event, and you can complete your look from the Impresario's offering. So, really cool idea that they're doing this dungeon event that's going to give us these chests with these different things in it. I really like that they're doing this, because it's one of the things that many players have stated for a long time, that the cash shop stuff should not be cash shop only. There should be other ways of earning it, like in-game. So I like this idea, and I really hope that they do this start doing this with some mounts too. And one of the things I'd really like to see them do is take the base bear mount, the base wolf mount, the base camel mount, and put them in the game as purchasable for like 50,000 or 60,000 gold, but still have them on the crown store available for those who want to purchase them with crowns, or those who want to purchase them with gold. And just the base ones, not the special ones, like camel, bear, wolf, all that kind of stuff. So that should be in the base game. And then like all the crown store mounts, you know, they still make them crown store or crown crate mounts, make them only crown crate available. And then other special mounts, you know, available too through the crown store. But I really think that there should be other stuff. So template information. They fixed an issue where the perfected tooth of luck, whatever item bag found in the template made characters was incorrectly named as the non-perfect version of the set. Updated the character template to contain style items for, yeah, a lot of different styles. Removed a stack of black honeycomb as well. Elsewhere characters templates now include knowledge of Cold Snap, Meridian, Equinic, and styles on all new characters created with it. Cool. Existing template made characters will now have this knowledge applied to them. Added a new item to the character template, the Treasure Hunter's Parcel. At present, this item contains all treasure maps for Elsweyr, including those contained from the Collector's Edition. Cool. So I can read the fixes on the Necromancer and I think the Sunspire trial, but I don't think I can read the changes to the other stuff, because we're not allowed to talk about the main story still. So updated the interact camera for Sensei rots to get them right in your face. Okay. Necromancer General. Necromancer stamina morphs can now be cast while silenced. These include the following abilities: Venom Skull, Blighted Blast Bones, Skeletal Archer, Detonating Siphon, and Ruinous Scythe. So all can be cast while silenced. That's pretty cool. Gravelord Blast Bones fixed an issue where this ability and its morphs could damage your allies if you died while it was active. Your minions were just so sad that you died they couldn't control themselves. So sad. Flesh Colossus, Pestilence Colossus fixed an issue where the second and third smash from this attack was not applying major vulnerability. Awesome, they fixed that, that's good. Bone Tyrant, Bone Goliath, you can no longer use emote commands while you are a giant hulking Goliath, for you are far too busy instilling doom and terror on those around you. Pummeling Goliath fixed an issue where the animation for this ability would display twice when it ended. Okay. Ruinous Scythe fixed an issue where the morph was not getting standard 15% cheaper cost for being a stamina ability. Living Death, Reanimate. This ability and its morphs will now require a confirmation to accept the resurrection. That's actually really good. Spirit Mender fixed an issue where this ability and its morphs summoned entities would not attempt to face the target they were healing. They have finally come out of their shell and will look you in the eye when healing you. Alright. Crafting fixed a number of minor issues with the placement of crafting resource nodes and Elsweyr. Updated the icons for Dragon's Blood, and Dragon's Bile. Clarified the acquisition hint for Sky Terror Dragon Slayer Pauldrons. Corrected some camera drift that would occur on the Sensei Rot's Grit jewelry crafting station. Didn't notice it. Sunspire trial changes. General corrected a case in which boss loot from Sunspire would not scale to a non-champion player's level. Okay. Imperfect Sunrise trial gear will no longer drop in the Nirnhoned trait. Further Sunspire trial equipment, perfect or imperfect, will no longer drop in training. Alright. The Sunspire Dragon Break achievement can now be completed when all conditions are met. Added the correct icons for the Dragonbound Slayer, Sensei Rot Slayer, Sunspire completed, and Stoking the Fire achievements. The quest Face the Dragon Gods of Sunspire will now correctly indicate it needs to be completed in Sunspire when looking at the map from outside of Sunspire. Corrected a typo from the Sunspire Sprinter achievement. Okay. Fixed an issue where starting an encounter could fail to move other players to the encounter. Heavy Sex will no longer float in the air. Didn't notice that. Fixed several visual issues in the ice room. The group of bannermen, after defeating Yolnakin, will no longer spawn in quite so close to the ladder, leading to their fight space. All Sensei Rots that do not respawn will now grant credit for the Sensei Rot Slayer achievement. Rename the Dragonbound Slayer achievement to Dragonbound Demolisher. Alright. So, Yolknukrin, the Wing Thrash, can no longer be dodged or blocked as its damage has been increased significantly. Okay, that's not a nerf. Will no longer sometimes be in a state where he is afraid of the group around, or the ground when resetting. Okay, I don't know. Focus Fire will now increase the damage more quickly when hard mode is active. His Iron Servants are no longer stunned multiple times when Cataclysm is cast. Rework the achievements striking when the iron's hot to be more clear as how it is completed. I can't pronounce half these guys' names, so now has an appropriate landing animation when he resets. Moved lock ice wall in slightly to prevent players from accidentally triggering joining encounter. His health bar will no longer disappear when flying away to perform a strafing run. Maj, whatever, now shares some wisdom during the encounter with Locke. Frozen Prison no longer despawns if Undo is used to pass through it. Mistform will no longer prevent Frozen Prison from functioning correctly. Locke will now correctly taunt the players he has defeated. Wow. Wing Thrash can no longer be dodged or blocked, and its damage has been increased significantly. Ring Thrash no longer spawns tornadoes off to the side of the cliff. Locke no longer has a long pause during the final maneuvers. He has realized that this is not the proper time to roleplay. Locke's Storm Breath can now be dodged and blocked as intended. Fixed an issue where the achievement Faster Than Lightning could be received when the conditions were not met. Okay, Navintus now has the appropriate landing animation when he resets. The achievement Keeping in Sync will now only complete under the correct conditions. As in, Joe and Navintus will no longer continue their conversation as fighting breaks out. Navintus will now look in the correct direction when the only living players are battling the Eternal Servant. Navintus's friends, or Navintus' friends, will no longer hang around after the defeat. Navintus will now correctly look down when strafing the area with fire. Searing Breath now plays the correct audio. Navintus' health bar will no longer flicker while he is flying. Navintus will now attack players at range more quickly. Wing Thrash cannot be blocked or dodged. Navintus' hard mode abilities now only activate when both braziers are extinguished as intended. Navintus will now correctly taunt the players he has defeated, and Navintus now rewards the correct points when defeated. So lots of fixes, it looks like, in the trial. Now I've only made it to the first dragon. I've never gotten past. My group hasn't made it past him yet. So exploration and itemization containers that are earned by slaying dragons no longer suggest they have an item level. Didn't know they did. Updated the quality of the half-digested adventures backpack to be blue to better match its peers and more adequately reflect its contents. Wax seal, heavy sacks, half-digested adventures backpacks, and half-digested document pouches can no longer be sold. They have also had their icons updated and are now bind on pickup. Fixed an issue where the half-digested adventures backpack would drop at level 6 regardless of your level. Loot from... okay, I'm not even going to try and name those guys. Are now appropriate for slaying dragons, but not as good as the ones that take big groups to kill. The replica Rithana de Rindia now has appropriate description text and its appropriate and its proper appearance. Note, it does not yet have its final visual effects. Updated the icon for the plague-drenched fabric and mummified Alphic parts. Good. Eliminated the chance to find some gross fabric or nothing at all when chasing mummy parts in the Riemann necropolis. Removed the errant double spaces in item names. Cool. Fixed an issue that would prevent you from potentially getting a second chance and an equal amount of chapters in one day. Fixed a missing icon from the Shard of the Crossing Amulet and the hidden moon band items. You will no longer receive items associated with the Sapriarchs while adventuring in Northern Elsweyr. Okay, let me see. So I'm going to skip all this stuff real quick. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, we're going to go down here. Exploration itemization for Imperial City. Some fixes for Murkmire, Somerset, Wraithstone. Combat and gameplay. So this is where things get interesting. They disabled the 3-second ghost from after accepting a player's resurrection that was introduced in patch version 5.0.0. And they say that this is to fix it for basically dungeon and trials, so there's no confusion. They're going to be working on it. And they fixed an issue where pets were doubling some of the owner's bonuses, such as critical strike chance and Mundus stones. Ability ranges on dragons will now be more accurate. Nightblade, Assassination, Blur, Double Take, Morph, renamed and reworked this morph. Renamed this morph to Phantasmal Escape. This morph no longer grants Major Expedition for 4 seconds. Instead, it grants immunity to Snare and Immobilization for 2.5 to 4 seconds based on the rank. The morph no longer becomes cheaper as the ability ranks up. Lotus Fan increased the dot, or the damage of the dot applies from this ability by approximately 175% to put it on par with other dot standards. Note, this was in last week's PTS patch but was missing from the patch notes. Grim Focus, they reduced the minimum travel time of this ability and its morphs to 250 milliseconds from 450 milliseconds. Siphoning, Cripple, this ability and source no longer grant Major Expedition and can now be placed on an infinite amount of targets. Thank you, but this is the best one. Debilitate. This morph no longer refunds the Magicka cost if the target dies while it is active. Instead, it applies minor Magicka Steel to the enemy with the dot persists. So, Nightblades have minor Magicka Steel now, and people are like, oh, they're nerfing them. No, they just made them. My gosh. That's cool, though. Sorcerer, Dark Magic, Crystal Shard, reduced the minimum, so to 250 from 450, yeah. Two-handed, Berserker's Rage, fixed an issue where the CC immunity granted from this ability wasn't granting immunity to interrupts. Guild, Undaunted, Spawn Broodlings, this is going to be something that's going to make a lot of people excited. The spiders spawn from this synergy, and the morph synergy is now properly scaled dynamically with your offensive stats rather than only weapon damage. So this is good, really good. And the spiders will now attack every 2 seconds rather than 1.5 seconds. They also increased the damage per bite by 15% to adhere to the dot standards. Black Widow Poison reduced the damage from this ability by approximately 58%. Fixed an issue where the spiders took twice as long to attack after using this ability. And the Black Widows will now only attempt to apply this ability once per summon. Fixed an issue where multiple players could not have this ability active at the same time or on the same target. So lots of really good fixes to the Spawn Broodlings. Support, Guard, fixed an issue where the red beam visual that displays to indicate damage transfer was unanimously whatever playing on all allies around you instead of the ally guarding you. Interesting. Itemization and item sets. So consumables, food and drinks that scaled based on your level have had their visuals or their values increased to put them on par with other consumable foods. Dubious Cameron Throne and Witch Mother's Potent Brew have been properly decreased to the original notes to ensure they are powerful as the other consumable foods, and Artaeum Takeaway Broth and Clockwork Citrus Fillet have been properly adjusted to the original notes to ensure they are as powerful as the other consumable foods. Their max health and max resource values have been reduced, while their resource and health recovery values have seen slight increases. Item sets, Deadly Strikes. This is to set. I thought they fixed this like a long time ago. So it's not dropping in heavy or in medium boxes. It'll drop in medium boxes and not heavy like it's supposed to. Base game changes, Alliance War and PvP. Volendrung will now have a minimum carry time of 3 minutes before it starts to require feeding. You can no longer stealth while carrying the artifact weapon. Good. Passives granted to your character by carrying Volendrung will now display in the character detail panel. You can no longer pick up Volendrung if your character is in overload or using min wounds. Updated the icon for the tutorial version of Volendrung. Fixed an issue that was preventing you from using keep recall stones while holding Volendrung. And then while Shagorth appreciates your madness, he has decided that you should not be able to carry Volendrung and an Elder Scroll at the same time. One or the other. Make your choice, mortal. That's a good change. Fixed an issue where the map icon for Volendrung would jump back to its spawn location when dropped or carried far enough away. The center screen announcement for Volendrung that appears in Cyrodiil will now trigger if you enter the campaign just after it has appeared. If Volendrung has been revealed on the map, no announcements will trigger to keep this from being too spammy. As powerful as Volendrung is, Leviathan is not one of its many abilities. Volendrung and Elder Scrolls are once again properly grounded if lying on destroyed keep pieces. You can no longer pick up Volendrung while in a Bone Goliath transformation state. Light and heavy attacking with Volendrung will no longer have cut off animations. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it. Oh, added destruction stabs to the waterlogged storage box in the Vardenfell tutorial, and Forgotten Adventures strongbox. This should enable new characters, especially those who choose to skip the tutorial, to quickly get into using magic if they so desire. Consumables acquired from the Crown Store crates are now stronger than before. They are roughly equivalent to, but no stronger than, crafted potions, foods, and drinks. Oh, that's good. Treasure maps will now all display treasure map in their item type. I'm not even going to do the housing stuff. There's so much. And that's it. So they fixed multiple visual issues and updated icons used in the Guild Finder. That's really good. And that's pretty much it for this update, guys. We probably won't see a lot of changes. Like, again, like with all things, you know, you don't see a lot of changes in the first week and the fourth week of PTS because all the changes happen on the third week. So next week we should see a lot of changes to the class stuff. Hopefully a lot of fixes and things like that. Hopefully they get the Necromancer like tuned out too, because it's definitely showing some major promise in its capabilities. But yeah. So yeah, that's it for the patch notes. I hope you guys liked it, and you guys know what's coming next. So if you guys like this video, hit that like button. If you guys want to see more videos by me, you can subscribe. Other than that, I want to thank you all for watching. Until next time, have a wonderful day, and this guy might see you in game. Bye.